Now let's take a few moments to talk about what hacking is so that you understand some of the basics and some of the terminology. As we go through the course, I'll be introducing new terms and concepts to you, so don't feel like we're going to talk about everything during this particular session. Now, hacking has its roots as a word from way back, and unfortunately I think that the word hacker or hacking has developed some bad connotations, mainly from the media and from pop culture. Used to be, a hacker was someone who was really just curious about how things worked, and they spent their time and energy to take things apart, put them back together, and possibly improve them. That's what a hacker really was. But over the years, hackers and hacking in general has become kind of a bad thing. Some of this is due to the media and reports of hackers, primarily the bad ones, and some of it's due to pop culture. Obviously, we've seen movies about hackers, malicious people who hack into systems, steal data, money, and so forth. So it's kind of gotten a bad rap, to be honest with you, but hacking really started out as a good thing. These days, though, hacking pretty much means to attack a system or a network or an application or an operating system by exploiting weaknesses in order to gain unauthorized access to data and systems. And we'll amplify that definition as we go a little bit. In general, the goals of hacking from the malicious standpoint are data theft, destruction, or alteration, meaning to steal the data, to destroy it, or to change it in some way. Another goal might be unauthorized access, just getting into the system itself. And yet another goal might be beyond that, to elevate privileges of a user so they can actually get to have administrative level access over the box or the system. You could also say that a goal of hacking might be any other unauthorized action or purpose. It might be just to look at data. It might be to plant a virus or a Trojan or malware on a system. It could be anything like that. Those are the typical goals of hacking. Now, ethical hacking, on the other hand, is pretty much not malicious, not evil, not malevolent. Ethical hacking is the use of hacking knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques that even an evil hacker may have or be aware of in order to demonstrate the true exploitable vulnerabilities of a system for the purposes of defending it and better securing it. So an ethical hacker has to know all of the things that a hacker knows, how to use the different hacking tools and techniques in order to better secure the system. Now, you can look at this the same way you might look at a police officer who needs to know tools and techniques that a burglar or a criminal may use to break into a house, for example, or how a criminal may embezzle money. That doesn't mean that the police officer is going to do those things, but they need to know how those things work so that they know how to better chase after the criminals and bring them to justice. Now let's talk about some terms for a few moments. And again, these aren't all the terms we're going to cover during the course. These are just a few to get you started. First of all, the target. This could be the system or organization that the attacker is looking at, that is going to be the object of the attack. An organization, a company, it might be a particular computer, it might be a system, it even might be a person. But this is the thing, a person that I'm going to attack as a hacker. Now, target value, that can have some relatively interesting definitions depending upon your point of view. The target value is the value. It may be in terms of dollars, it may be in terms of criticality or importance, it may be in terms of age, reputation, or so forth. Whatever those values are, but they have a value to a hacker. A hacker may place a high value on a particular target because they can get money out of it. Or maybe it's a difficult target to hack, and if they hack it, that would be an aid to their reputation. So you may have high value targets or low value targets. You will also find that a target value may depend upon the way you're looking at it. From the hacker's point of view, it may be a low value target. From a defense point of view, maybe it's a high value. The person who owns that asset or data may consider it low or high value also. So understand that the target value could be relative depending upon whether you're a hacker or you're a defender. Now, vulnerability is a weakness in a system or the organization itself or software, applications, whatever, that could lead to an attack. It could lead to data disclosure or alteration. It could allow unauthorized access or even a denial of service situation. So a vulnerability is a weakness. Now, an exploit is a method or technique used to take advantage of that weakness, to exercise that vulnerability. You may hear something like a zero-day attack, and that's an exploit for a vulnerability that not many people know about yet. Maybe it's unpublished, or for a vulnerability for which the vendor has not published a patch or any kind of mitigation for. So a zero-day attack is very serious. and that you're attacking something that not many people know are weak at this point or there's no defense for. Some examples of attack vectors that hackers use, and I'm just giving you kind of this list as a familiarization, basically. We're going to cover a lot of this during the course, obviously. But examples of attack vectors include users, obviously, administrators who may be untrained or unaware of security. Social engineering may be an attack vector, social media. You could also attack virtual machines in the infrastructure, databases, web applications. You might use malware as an attack vector. Mobile devices are becoming increasingly used as attack vectors into an organization, and so forth. So there's a wide range of attack vectors that you could use, or a hacker could use, during an attack. And we'll cover a lot of these as we go through the course. This is just basically for your familiarization. Now, what are some motivations of hackers? Well, I've listed a few on the screen, but we are going to have a session next where we talk about the types of hackers that are out there. And these are just some basic reasons anyone might maliciously hack into a system. Money, of course, maybe revenge on an employer, maybe it's just for fun. Maybe you're hacking for a cause, like an activist. Maybe you're trying to steal intellectual property or data. There's all kinds of reasons that we'll cover in our next session when we talk about the types of hackers there are.